Hi, I'm Active and this is part 3 of hopefully only four videos of me going over my top dolls that I hope to accumulate this year, manifest. I went through every doll line that is currently on my wish list and I picked one doll from it, and that's what doll made it on my wish list. If you haven't seen the other two parts, you should definitely go check them out. But hopefully there's only one more after this video, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna jump right in because I don't want it to be that long. When I write any for these, usually the one that I put is probably the one that I was like when I looked through. That was the one that I really liked, so I put Pixie Punk Any. The fun doll line, really cool. This doll was just they're fairy dolls, so of course I like them, or pixies, I guess. Supermodel. And then I wrote Any, the one that I put up. I feel like there's a few, I should say, but I feel like there's, every time I go look at them, there's more dolls that I've never seen, so fair enough, I could choose later. Tattoo Divas, Akira. I think this is the white-haired one. Gorgeous doll. I wrote Pretty Cure, Any. I don't remember which one I put up, but I feel like there's a few different Pretty Cure lines. Next, we have Style, I think it's supposed to be Stylistas. Maybe it is Stylists. Lexi. Couldn't tell you. Smart Girls, Maria. If this is who I'm thinking of, they're riding the little, there we go. They're riding the little, I don't know what to call them, but I think she's in red. Not the Smart Dolls, I think it's the other one. I don't think they're called Smart Girls. I don't think I put any of those on here. They're also really expensive. I should definitely put some on here though. Style Dolls, Any. I believe these are not from the US, so I'd take any of them. Student Series, Any. This is a doll line that was on Amazon, like when I was looking, and I was like, ugh. And then I don't think they're on Amazon. I feel like they went off when the tariffs hit, but maybe not. Maybe it was sooner. Rainbow Bright 2009. I think these are the like fashion doll looking dolls rather than the smaller size ones. But I would take any, to be honest, or the newest, the 2024 maybe. I would take, those are really cool ones. Those are ones that are on my list. I should pick them up soon. Passport Friends, Millie. I've never seen them go for cheap. I think the first time I ever saw them on eBay, she was like really expensive, or at least one of them was really expensive. I don't think it's Millie. I think that's her name too. I could be wrong. Oops. Next we have Style B. Nope, Style Bay. Kiki. Definitely one that I really want. I think she has like the white hair and then she's mint and pink. They're like flat dolls. Like paper dolls, but they're not paper. Peppermint Rosemary, Mint Violet. Yes. They kind of all look the same, but I think out of that line, that was the best. I was gonna try to describe her, but like they all look the same. I feel like they're like skipper size dolls. Maybe I was gonna say Stacy, but I feel like they're more skipper size dolls. Next we have Snapstar Izzy. I have a few Snapstar dolls. Izzy is just the next one that I'd really like to get. I actually think I put a Snapstar doll on my wish list a year or two ago, and I did accumulate that, so hopefully we can keep that going. Pretty Girls, Kimani. I hope that's how you say her name. I think there's two lines that are called Pretty Girls, if I'm not mistaken. But I might have put the other line, because one of them's called Tween Scene, but it's also called Pretty Girls. Anyways, Shira, Katara, I don't know how to say her name, but it's a Shira doll. And I believe this is the newer wave, rather than like, it's not the little ones. Star Fairies, Spice, Valid. I put Twinkle Toes, Redhead. I think there's 3 dolls. I don't think there's more than that, but I could be mistaken. I think the redhead is wearing orange, if I'm not mistaken. We've got Tiffany Taylor, OG. I think it's also called Tuesday something. Tuesday. I want to say Tuesday Taylor, but I don't think that's what it's called. But this is just the basic OG one. Tanya, Any. Fair enough. I feel like it's kind of more on the knockoff line. I'm trying to become Barbara. Space Pop, Hera. I really like this line. I have yet to get any of them, even though I'd really like to have one. Then I put Tammy, OG doll, like the first wave, the original. I think I have a Tammy doll, if I'm not mistaken. Not in her outfit, not in anything, but I would love to get another Tammy doll. Stardust and Flower Princess, if I'm not mistaken. And I wrote Any. It's 2 lines, but it's like the same exact thing. It could be 2 separate lines, but I consider them the same. I feel like, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it's the same line, but it could be 2 different lines, but they're like the exact same dolls. Susie, green outfit. I actually think this is like a more modern Susie. I really like those dolls. I think they're fun. I think the old ones are hard to tell what's fashion and what's actual dolls. For me, I'm sure other people are better at it. They also made Stranger Things Susie dolls, but I don't think I'll ever get my hands on those as much as I would really like to. We have Sparkle Girls Fairies. I just put the generic, so Sparkle Girls is always releasing dolls. I have a few different ones that they've done. They've done some more modern looks too, but I really like the fairy dolls because I really like fairy dolls. Queens of Africa, Any. This is also kind of like I don't know if knockoff is the right word, because it's not really being like a knockoff of something, but they look a little bit cheaper, so sometimes it's hard to find dolls, so I would take any of them. Princess AI, Club Cupid. Princess AI is similar to Be Goth. It's made by the same company. I think there's 6 dolls in this line, plus maybe figures. This was just the nicest one. And they have the same vibe as Be Goth, where there's only 3 dolls, but then there's different variants. So there's a variant of each doll, making 6. Next we have Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I put animated, so she's more of the animated doll. I have 3 Sabrina the Teenage Witch dolls. I have 3 characters. I have 2 of them that are Sabrina. I like those. I like them a lot, even though they definitely sometimes, they're not always great at making faces look like actual people. But I just really like the one that looks kind of like animated. I think she looks really cute. Royal High, Avrilla. I don't know if that's how you say her name. I have 3 Royal High dolls. I would have gotten the 4th, but she was out of stock when I bought the other 3. I would like to get my hands on that one. Rizan. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I wrote Any. I'd take any of them. They're wearing, I don't know what they're called right now, and blanking, but you'll see the photo of them. I would take any. I like dolls that are like different cultures, and this kind of fits into that category. Dolls we don't really get in the US, you know, because of hate. And there's a few dolls like this, so I'm sure they're taking from, oh my gosh, I cannot think of the other doll line name now. Fola. I'm sure maybe it's a knockoff of that. Actually, I have no clue, to be honest. I'm just making that up. Next, we have the Proud Family Penny. Gorgeous doll. There's a few dolls in this line, but that one's probably my favorite. We have Pippa, Any. I really like the dress that I chose. I think it's green. Maybe it's a bluey green, I don't remember now. But whoever I chose, that's one that I was like, I think I like her the best. Rose Petal, Palace, Marigold. I put the yellow girl up here, but I definitely, when I was writing the list, I was looking at a prototype. There's a prototype of Marigold, and she looks so good. If the prototypes existed, I would definitely get that one. Rockflower, Heather. Rockflower dolls are smaller than I thought they were. Polly Pocket, Any. I take them from any year. I had some from, I think, the early 2000s with the fun rubbery clothing that would gross me out to touch. I'd have to wash them so well because I know that I chewed on them, so I'm sure other people chewed on them, but I would take them from any year. There's some cool, like, newer ones, but I also think, like, the really little ones are really cute. Tie Girls, Any. Another one that I wrote Any but I definitely have specific taste. Tag girls are not something like I'm super obsessed with. Same thing for like groovy girls. I don't even think they're on my list. It would be specific ones. I wrote any because I'm picky about it. But the one that I put up is definitely one that I would like to own someday. I just can't see myself collecting every single one of them. Next we have Secret Central Mall, any. Kind of the same vibe that I said, definitely specific ones, but I put up a whole bunch of options. Rune, is that how you say her name? Any. The one that I put up is the one that when I saw these dolls, I was like, wow, she's so good. But there's others in the line, or in the doll line. But this is one that I would really like to own. I don't know how to say this. No, I don't know. I'm gonna put them up though. I would take any of them. I did look up prices of these dolls, and unlikely that I will ever get my hands on them, but if I could, that'd be really nice. I wrote Witch, any. Again, I don't typically see these dolls often. I don't know much about them. Every time I look at them, I just want them more. I'd like the original line, the GOC Precious. I don't think that's how you say the name, but I'd like them. That'd be really nice. But yeah, they're just expensive. But I don't know too much, so I would be willing to take any if the universe would like to toss them into my hands. Next we have Winx Club, and I wrote Believix or Enchantix. That's the transformations that I would like are top on my list. But I would take any Winx Club dolls, but I'm just, you know, putting dolls on my list. And I couldn't focus it in. I mean, I could tell you, like, I'd really like to have an Enchantix Aisha or a Believix Musa. Like, those would be my top ones. But I wanted to go broad because I honestly can't see myself getting either of those. But, you know, Secret, Catch, Teeny Pings, any. I think these are on AliExpress, so, like, the one that I put up is the one that I was looking at, like, wow, she's so good. But, I mean, those are not going to be ones that I don't think are impossible to get. We have Vibe Girls, Emma. Also a gorgeous doll. I really like Vibe Girls. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get them when they were out because I feel like they were really cheap and now they're just not. I mean, they're not crazy expensive, but, like, I remember them being, like, really cheap. Anyways, Emma is the red doll. Zombie Girls, Maya, Spirit. Gorgeous doll. I think she has blue hair, green body. Unicorn Academy, Valentina. I have a few Unicorn Academy dolls. I think she's actually the best out of all of them. I feel like they just stepped it up when they did Series 2 or Wave 2, whatever you want to call it. Gorgeous doll. Zodiac Girls, Capricorn. Crazy enough, while doing this, when I was first making, like, I made this list and then I got her, I got the Capricorn. I'm absolutely so excited about it. I saw her on eBay for, like, a really good price and I was like, add to cart, and then I got her and she came so fast. I was not expecting her to come that fast. I'm so excited, and I do plan to eventually unbox her, so stay tuned for that if you want to see. But I already crossed one doll off my list, which is crazy and so exciting, and we're only in January. I don't know how to say this. Cubine, the doll line. It was on Amazon. I got one from Temu. I want the blue hair doll, or teal, whatever you want to call her, cyan. I think her outfit is like camo. I've been eyeing these dolls for a while. I'm sure that they're not ethical. Or at least the Temu ones probably weren't. I'm sure they're stolen. I really like them though. Hip Hop Girls, I wrote any. This is just one doll that I see. The one that I put up is a doll that I see a lot. I feel like she's not going to be too difficult to get. I really like her outfit. Must Be Fate. VIP Girls, Haley. She's like the blue and silver one, right? Really cool. I'm really disappointed that the first wave never came to the US because that was the wave that I really wanted. And then they created like the silver and gold doll and I was like very upset. And I've taken my anger out on them because I haven't gotten them yet. We have Twilight Teens, Nimona. I don't know if that's how you say her name or pronounce it, but she's like the sea one. The water creature. Gorgeous, by the way. Yusai, also don't know if that's how you say her name, but she is the red and gold dress doll. Also a fun line, would like to get my hands on them. I have one doll, but I don't have her outfit. I thrifted her or not thrifted, but I bought a lot of dolls, and then she was in there. Unique Eyes, I wrote any, but this is the particular doll that I was like, wow, she's so cute. So she's here. Wanda Career Girl, I think I wrote any. I feel like it's hard for me to tell which ones, like, how many dolls they released, so I just picked out of my list that I already had, and I was like, ah, she looks so cute. Then we have Yummyland Sasha Sourworm. Last year I feel like I was collecting these crazily, and then I kind of stopped a little bit, which is disappointing because I absolutely love these, and this one is just so cute. When I saw her in stores, I was like, she's adorable. So I need to get my hands on her, and I do plan to. For Keeps doll, Bella. I've seen these dolls. I have 2 of them. They were at like a discount store, but they were not very discounted, and then I regret not getting them. Next. In Style, Nadine. This is a fun doll. Kind of like a knockoff maybe. I feel like, does Jax make her? I can't actually think of what company makes her. But I feel like they play music or maybe sing. I don't know. We've got Strawberry Shortcake. I wrote any because I'm willing to have any, even like the newer, the 20, like I would really like the 2024 maybe. Is that what year they came out? But I also had the little like mini figures. I'm gonna call them Polly Pocket-esque dolls from my childhood, like the early 2000s, and I'd love to get my hands on those. So I'm an open book. Jenny, I wrote any for Jenny dolls, specifically because they're not from the US, so they're gonna be harder to get here, especially with like tariffs. So I'm not picky. Tarot, is that how you say the word tarot? And then I wrote Blue and Brown Dress. This is another one that's like on Amazon and AliExpress. Just a fun line that I really like, and hopefully I can get them. These are gonna be some like figures. We've got Squad. I think it's supposed to be Squad Plays Tokyo. I wrote Hannah. I think that's how you say her name. And then we also have Teenies, and then I wrote Any. There's a few different characters in that line. Winter Stables. This is a fun one. They're quite small though. I was always like, oh, I'll put them next to Riding Spirit, but if I'm not mistaken, they're smaller than the little Riding Spirit figures. I wrote Pink. She's cute. I really like her. There's a few others that I also didn't know existed, and I was like, oh, well, these ones are also really cool. But I chose to keep her, even though I was looking at the others. Paradise Jax doll, and I wrote Any. I'm going to show the nude ones because I can, but there's other ones too that have clothing. Starlets, Any. I also don't remember what company makes these, but they're interesting. I've seen 2. I don't know if any others are on my list though, but when I quick looked at them, I was like, oh. Kern also would take Any. Some of them are on AliExpress, but some of them are not. Again, I don't think they're from the US, so they're gonna be harder to get my hands on. Alexander Fashion Dolls, Any. I put up the Joker doll. I think that's Madame Alexander, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know much about them, and the more I look into them, then I'll be able to get a better knowledge of them. But they're like, I haven't looked who else is a part of like the Madame Alexander Fashion Dolls, because they make bigger size dolls, but I need to look into the actual like fashion doll size. Makey, I take Any. I'm not picky, but they're crazy expensive sometimes. Oh my gosh, Marvel Rising Squirrel Girl. This is one that I've had my eyes on for a while. One time I saw her thrifting. I couldn't figure out what price she was. I left her behind, and I regret that. They're not crazy expensive online, but like I'd prefer to find these dolls in a group or a lot. Okay, Leggies green outfit. Leggies are expensive. One time I saw them at a flea market, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, don't touch those. We have Marvel Dolls Kate Bishop. Again, I like superhero dolls, and I really like this show, and I like the character. Star Wars doll. I don't know how to say her name. Sabine Wren. This one was really fun looking at the doll that they did. So I put her on there, but I don't know much about the character. World of Love Flower. Also thought these were, I think these are smaller size dolls if I'm not mistaken. We have Hannah Montana from the movie. This is the dress doll. There's a few dolls from the movie, but I knew exactly who I was talking about when I put her on my list. We have Equestria Girls Legends of Everfree Rarity. I think there's a few dolls from this movie that are a rarity, but I put the one that I knew who I was talking about, so we'll put that on the screen. We have Trolls Onyx. I've been wanting this doll specifically since I've found out this line. I remember seeing the show as a kid, and I didn't know that they made dolls of them, so that's really cool. Disney Illy Christmas pack. I recently looked up how much the Christmas pack was because I was like, oh, I could probably still get it at Disney. You cannot. I regret not buying her in stores. I don't remember actually how much she cost, but I remember being like, this is such a lame pack, and then like now being like, I kind of want that, and being like, hopefully somebody gets rid of the whole pack. Attractionista Carrie Carousel. This is a fun one. I really like the Attractionista line. This is just a really cute doll. Disney Descendants Mal Coronation. I like a big fancy ball gown, so this one's really fun, but there's so many Descendants dolls that I'd like to have. Star Darling Leona. Is that how you say her name? She's the Leo. She's gold. Of course I want her. I have a few Star Darling dolls. The Pisces one, Piper, would probably be the top on my list, but I already have her, so she's not, and I got to pick the Leo. Gem Synergy. You might think that I'm talking about the newest one, but I'm crazy enough not. I think I'm talking about the older one. Disney VIP Hannah Montana. Another Hannah Montana doll, but she's from a different doll line, so it's fair. I really wanted the VIP line since I heard about it, and I'm disappointed that they're as expensive as they are. There's quite a few in that line that I really want, but she was just one that I'd really like to get my hands on. Monster High University. Any. I put the whole bunch of them because it's like the same character over and over, just different, whatever. I'd much prefer to find them as a pack, though, to get all of them, if that makes sense, because they're all slightly different. Disneyland 60th anniversary. There's only one. She's on my list, so she gets to be here. Shawnee Asha dress. Again, I love a ball gown. That's self-explanatory. Holiday Barbie 2002. Also fair. She reminds me of the 2004 doll, so I think that's why like I really like her. Then we have Generation Girls Chelsea Dance Party. This one's really fun. I didn't know she came with a second outfit. She comes with some other stuff, but I've just, ever since I saw her, I really liked this doll. Diva Stars Tia Yellow. I originally put blue, but then I was looking and I was like, no, I much prefer the yellow doll. Next we have What's Her Face School Hip. This one's a really fun doll. I really like the doll line. I'd love to get my hands on them. I don't know. I have one doll, but I don't think she's in her outfit, and I much prefer to have them with their outfit. But yeah, really fun doll and fun concept. I'd like to find them new in box to have like the stamps and stuff that they came with. So in Style Trishelle and Janessa Beach. I think they are wearing really cute like yellow gold bathing suits. They're so cool. I really like them. My Seam Masquerade Madness Delancey. This is also a pretty fun and cool line that exists, and I really like Delancey, which is crazy that I didn't put Noli because Noli is my favorite character. Next we have Teen Trends Kiana Red. Also, fun little fact, I'm going to put the doll up. Technically, I got Kiana. She's just I think she's a part of a different set. She's a part of like she's wearing the, like, extra. Like, did they come with like extra? I can't think of what it's called. I feel like maybe not wardrobe, but like there's like a pack. I don't think it's a fashion pack. I think it's like a play set maybe. I don't know. When I was looking, I think I saw her. So I'm going to put this doll up, but I'm going to kind of count her because I don't know if I'll ever get these dolls. They're not like insanely priced, but like more out of my budget. And I do plan to put her in or maybe look at buying a fashion pack. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of say that I have her. You should go check out my short because she's in there, if I can speak today. We have Mia and Me. Mia? Is it Maya and Me? Maya and Me? I feel like that sounds more right. Anyways, we'll put a photo up just so you know what I'm talking about. We have, oh my gosh, I lost my place. Beauty Cuties, Lovely Lou. Gorgeous, fun dolls. I really like these ever since I saw them. And this one was the best one. Wild Hearts Crew, Kina. I think that's how you say her name. I have a few of these dolls. I think I'm missing 2, maybe 3. So I need to get my Wild Hearts Crew dolls. Star Spangled Dolls Patriots. These are another doll line that I feel like people might think I'm crazy for liking, but I really like these dolls. Next we have Dolls of the World Irish. Being Irish, very less Irish than the majority of the things on my 23andMe that I was, but as a lot of my family is like connected to their Irish line because that's what we're like descendants of, versus like I might be more Scottish than anything on my list, but like my great grandparents moved from Ireland. I guess their great grandparents moved from Ireland to the US. But I really like that. There's other ones too. There's like the Ireland line, but specifically I've had my eyes on this one for a while because I think that one's gonna be the easiest to hopefully get, but I would love to have the other ones, like there's like the Ireland Princess or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Next we have DC Superhero Girls Starfire Dance. The dance line is really cute. I really want to get DC superhero dolls so badly, and I really was just hoping that like somebody could just sell me all of them. They have a bunch of like budget ones that are not wearing any clothing pieces. I'd prefer them. I have like a list of all the ones that I actually really want. Creatable World, I wrote Tiger's shirt, but I want the whole pack and I want every piece that it comes with. Really like Creatable World, and I'm attempting to try to actually like accumulate all of the Creatable World dolls because there's not an insane amount of them, but I haven't done it yet. And then lastly for this video, before we go to part 4, I think is what would be on, is Barbie Extra Blue and White doll from the big pack. She's got white hair. I really wish that they had released that doll separately so I could have bought her because she's absolutely gorgeous. I want her so bad, and I think it's just the fact that I'll probably never get her, especially because I actually have a few of the dolls that are in that pack. So like, I guess I could just sell them or keep them as well, you know. But I really want that doll so badly. So if anybody wants to sell her, let me know. Every time I go to eBay, she either like is not wearing anything, or there are a few of the bigger packs, but anyways, that's all that I have for the video. I'm Ekta, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the video, but yeah, bye!